Martin Scorsese is best known for redefining the crime genre with cinematic giants like Goodfellas, Taxi Driver, and The Departed, but his career contains far more stylistic breadth than many casual viewers may realize. Though he's only officially dabbled in the horror genre twice, both efforts have stood the test of time, and one of them was quietly his first true experiment in psychological horror. Long before Shutter Island had audiences questioning reality in 2010, Scorsese had already made a horror thriller classic, Cape Fear, 1991, a remake that is far more disturbing than it often gets credit for. Cape Fear, Scorsese's psychological descent into darkness. Released 19 years before Shutter Island, Cape Fear was Scorsese's atmospheric and deeply unsettling foray into horror, pairing him once again with frequent collaborator Robert De Niro. Based on the 1962 thriller of the same name, Scorsese's version is far more intense, graphic, and psychologically intrusive. De Niro's portrayal of ex-convict Max Cady is among the actor's most frightening roles, a tattooed, Bible-quoting sociopath who uses intimidation and manipulation as his weapons of choice. Where Shutter Island explores madness from the inside out, Cape Fear is more direct in its terror. The tension builds not through a twist, but through the anticipation of inevitable violence. Max Cady isn't a mystery to be solved. He's a slow, relentless storm creeping closer with every scene. Scorsese magnifies the dread using a visual and sonic palette that pays homage to Alfred Hitchcock while making the film unmistakably his own. Bernard Herrmann's original score is reused and heightened by Elmer Bernstein, and cinematographer Freddie Francis contributes to a nightmarish aesthetic filled with extreme angles and color shifts. In many ways, Cape Fear is the most un-Scorsese Scorsese film, and that's part of what makes it so uniquely chilling. How Cape Fear set the stage for Shutter Island. While Cape Fear is often overshadowed by Scorsese's more iconic gangster films, it provided him with a crucial opportunity to flex his genre muscles. The film demonstrated his ability to craft suspenseful, morally complex characters outside the crime world. De Niro's Max Cady is terrifying not just because of what he does, but because of how deeply he believes he's justified in doing it. His warped sense of justice mirrors many of Scorsese's protagonists, men driven by obsession, vengeance, or madness. This thematic groundwork would later culminate in Shutter Island, a psychological puzzle box starring Leonardo DiCaprio as U.S. Marshal Teddy Daniels. Where Cape Fear was about external threat and creeping dread, Shutter Island internalized the horror. DiCaprio's descent into his own fractured psyche is made more powerful by Scorsese's stylistic experience gained from Cape Fear, from the use of color and music to surreal flashbacks and dreamlike sequences. Both films ultimately dissect the human mind, but they approach it from opposing ends. Cape Fear invades the mind of the audience through the character of Max Cady, while Shutter Island invites the viewer inside a damaged mind and then slowly reveals the truth within. Two horror gems, one legendary director. What ties Cape Fear and Shutter Island together isn't just genre, it's Scorsese's fascination with moral ambiguity and psychological decay. Both Max Cady and Teddy Daniels are unreliable in different ways. One manipulates others while the other is manipulated by his own mind. Both are tragic in their own right, though Cady's tragedy is buried beneath violence and rage. What makes Cape Fear especially notable is that it arrived during a time when Scorsese was most associated with gangster epics. Coming directly after Goodfellas and just before Casino, the 1991 thriller stands out as an anomaly in a decade dominated by crime sagas. Yet it holds its own, largely thanks to De Niro's career-defining performance and Scorsese's bold, stylistic choices. Jessica Lange, Nick Nolte, and Juliette Lewis round out the cast with nuanced performances, and even Robert Mitchum, star of the original Cape Fear, returns for a chilling cameo, symbolically passing the torch to a new era of psychological terror. Could Scorsese return to horror? Though Scorsese has not made another horror movie since Shutter Island, the lasting impact of both of his genre thrillers proves his mastery extends far beyond mobsters and biopics. With his appetite for character-driven stories and deep psychological exploration, Scorsese remains one of the few directors who could breathe life into a new wave of intelligent horror, should he ever choose to return to it. As the horror genre continues to evolve with auteurs like Ari Aster, Jordan Peele, and Robert Eggers, Scorsese's past contributions still resonate. Cape Fear and Shutter Island remain reminders that great horror doesn't always require monsters. Sometimes, the darkest fears come from within. From the harrowing realism of Cape Fear to the haunting surrealism of Shutter Island, Martin Scorsese has proven that he doesn't just excel at horror, he elevates it.